Hey everybody, I am sitting in line on the side of the highway waiting to go pick up my son from pre-K 3. So I figured I'd shoot a video real quick. So most of you guys know who I am just through the Facebook group. And if you don't, I'm Jared. I've been in JK since very late January of 2020. Had ups and downs and all around, and I got a bunch of lead generation sites, going through the process, trusting the process, working every single day. And so recently I saw somebody that was in JK, still in JK, I think, but just complaining about all kind of different things going on, throwing some people underneath the bus, and it's a younger person, younger guy. Look, and I get it. I'm 40 years old. There are a lot younger people in this group that are way more successful than I am and probably will ever be, right? But everybody's given the same thing, right? Like, yes, some of us have come from money, some of us have no money, some of us start with more money than other people. But we all are given the same type of training. We're all given the same type of mentorship. And entrepreneurship at its heart is really just about, who you are, right? And I think so many of us come in and we expect to go through the motions of doing what we're supposed to do, and following the process, which is 100%, like ePay says it all the time, or is it? No, it's Shiv. Shiv that says it all the time. That like you can't fail if you keep going, and I think that's true. I don't think you can fail if you keep doing the process over and over and over again. But I think so many people want exponential growth so quickly, right? And I have many people call me up or shoot me a Facebook message or ask to be my friend on Facebook, and they ask the same question over and over again, right? Some of them are technical questions, but a lot of them are like, hey, what are you doing to prospect? How are you closing deals? What seems to be working for you, right? And I try to answer all those questions honestly and to the best of my abilities. And so if you are the ones that reached out to you, everything I'm telling you is the truth. But the person I talked to maybe 3 months ago, if they were to ask me the same question now, it might be a different response, because not that the process has changed, but within those 3 months I've changed, right? And so as I go through and I learn how to be a better entrepreneur and I learn how to be a better version of myself, my answers are going to change. Like the way I do things and the way I prospect and the way I talk to salespeople and the way I talk to owners, the way I handle a phone call, all those things are changing. Like, I'm constantly listening to the members of this group. I'm looking at what they're doing. I'm trying to repeat what they're doing, and I'm trying to figure out what works best for me. And it's a growth process. And I think that every single person needs to figure out their growth process. And instead of sitting here and asking a bunch of questions or blaming people, right? Instead of sitting here crying and whining about it, we have to take a look at ourselves, because you're your biggest problem. I'm my biggest problem. I'm not going to get on the phone with Dan and say, hey, Dan, why am I not making $10,000 a month yet? Right? Like one, I know it's attainable. I'm almost at 6 months. I know that if I were to put my head down, I could get at $10,000 a month, right? I could do it. But guys, I make a choice every single day. Like, I make a choice to go to work. I make a choice to take that extra job in the construction industry, right? I make six figures right now in construction, right? So I am making a choice to go at the pace that I chose to go at, and I have no one else to blame. And so, like, the questions, if you see me ask, a lot of times it's just asking for advice on what I should do, but nobody can make that decision but me, right? So, and it's the same thing with you. Like, grow a set and get to work. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and sit there and say, instead of saying like, hey, this is what's wrong with this business, A, B, and C, and D, we could sit here and say, well, Corona hit, business owners don't have any money. We could sit there and say, well, this is this, and this is that. But instead, why don't we take a look at in the mirror and say, hey, this is where I'm lacking, right? I don't know how to talk to business owners. I don't know how to make that phone call. I don't want to make the time. I don't want to get up early to do citations or backlinking or this. I want somebody else to do them for me. And guys, I know Dan and Ipe and Shiv, they all, I think it's true. Like, we have to get out of that mindset. We have to grow, like make imperfect action every single day. But at the same time, if you were to go and buy a 20-pack from Donnie Leeds, which is a great idea, if you were going to go buy a 20-pack, but like you don't work on yourself, then that 20-pack it might make you some money in the long run, but that's all it's going to do. It's not going to change who you are. Owning 20 lead generation sites doesn't make you an entrepreneur. It just makes you an owner, right? It doesn't make you a successful owner. It just makes you an owner. And so, again, this kind of sparked because I saw some stuff in the group and saw some people complaining and whining and just grow up. Just grow up. I'm 40 years old. I've been in the construction industry for going on like 17, 18 years, something like that. I started out not knowing anything, and now I know a lot about a lot, right? And I have a saying, and I think it reigns true to a certain extent. And you can ask my 17-year-old daughter, you can ask my 13-year-old daughter, you can ask my 12-year-old daughter. All of them have been on job sites, and we work, and my saying is, if you're not bleeding, you're not working, right? So when my daughter comes to work and I cut myself, or she cuts herself, not bad or whatever, but just hurts herself, I'm like, hey, if you're not bleeding, you're not working. And although it's just a stupid saying, right? Obviously you can work and not bleed, but like, hey, if you're not sacrificing something, then are you really working, right? If you're not doing things you don't want to do, then are you really putting the work in? If you're not getting up in the morning and doing things that are uncomfortable, then are you really pushing yourself? Like, are you going to move to the next level? Like Muhammad Ali used to say, right? People used to ask him, like, how many sit-ups do you do in a day? How many push-ups do you do in a day? How many sets do you do a day? And he says, I don't know. And he says, well, what do you mean you don't know? He says, man, I don't start counting until they start hurting, right? Like, so when somebody asks you about your business and they ask you what you did today, we ought to say, well, look, I did so much stuff, I didn't really start counting what I did until I got really, really tired, right? And so just stop complaining, man. Crap or get off the pot, right? Do it or don't do it. And I think that's the biggest difference between those who are successful and those who aren't, are those people that are willing to change who they are and not look at all the outside circumstances, but look at the internal circumstances to find out what you're really made out of. And I think those people are going to be the ones that are successful. And so I don't know if it's you, if this hits home with you, then go stop this video, go look in the mirror and slap yourself around a little bit. Slap yourself around and say, hey, you know what? Shut up and get to work. And I have to do it to myself every day, guys. I got to tell myself, hey, shut up and get to work. Like, you don't have time to be lazy, right? And so some of these guys that are younger, in your 20s, and I know, like, they got a couple 17-year-olds in here, like get it right. Like you have the skills now get your mind right, so you don't have to be 40 years old like me, finally getting my mind right, to do something that I know I've been called to do since I was 20. So anyway, guys, take care. Keep sending me the message. If you if you send me a friend request and I haven't done it yet, I'll get around to it. But y'all just keep pushing forward, and I'll see most of you guys hopefully in Vegas in a couple weeks. Bye.